creative talents in positive personal and social directions. To facilitate meaningful dialogue and collaboration, Renaissance Universal periodically organizes forums on important contemporary issues. In Odisha, we are fortunate to have three forums operating under the chairmanship of Dr. Aditya Mahanti for the past 18 years. These forums, held on the second Sunday in Bhubaneswar, the third Sunday in Dhenkanal, and fourth Sunday at Hotel Holiday Resort Puri, provide platforms for individuals to come together, share ideas, and work towards positive change. In closing, I extend warm welcome to all of you to be part of this remarkable journey known as Renaissance Universal. It is a journey of hope, responsibility, and action where individuals like us can join hands to create better future for ourselves and the generations yet to come. Now friends, today's meeting is going to be presided over by Sri Jagadananda ji. Let me speak few words about Sri Jagadananda before we proceed ahead with the next speaker. It is a distinct honor and privilege for me to introduce Sri Jagadananda, who is going to preside over the meeting today. A remarkable individual, has been a guiding in the realm of civil society and community development. He is not just a name but a single symbol of transformative leadership and innovative in the field of sustainable development. Mr. Jagadananda's journey as a civil society leader has been marked by a relentless pursuit of alternative approaches to development. He has consistently challenged the status quo, striving to bring about positive change in the lives of countless individuals and communities. He is the mentor and co-founder of the esteemed organization CYSD. Furthermore, Mr. Jagadananda has been a trailblazer in introducing the watershed approach to land and water management in Odisha. His defining leadership role in coordinating support between the people, government, and civil society during large-scale disaster responses in the state is truly unparalleled. In conclusion, Mr. Jagadananda's legacy serves as an inspiration to us all. We are fortunate to have him with us today, and we eagerly look forward to hearing his insights and wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jagadananda with the utmost respect and admiration. Before this, I invite our first speaker to come to the dais. I'll just brief you about today's program. First will be addressed by our chief speaker or keynote speaker, Dr. Aditya Kumar Mahanti. Second, the guest of honor, Acharya Priya Krishnananda Abudu. Third, our chief guest, Sri Sutirthananda Abudu. Then finally, Sri Jagadananda will deliver the presidential address, and Sri Santosh Kumar Patra will propose the vote of thanks. So with this, let me again say a few words about Professor Aditya Mahanti, who is going to speak to us next. It is both an honor and privilege to introduce a distinguished individual who has made significant contributions to the world of philosophy, academics, and social service. Our keynote speaker today, Professor Aditya Mahanti, is a luminary in his field and an inspiration to many. Professor Mahanti currently holds the position of professor in the Department of Philosophy at Central University Tripura. However, his academic journey is marked by exceptional achievement that deserves recognition. He began his academic journey at BJD College, Bhubaneswar, where he graduated with the highest honors in philosophy in 1974, securing the top position in the university. His passion for philosophy continued as he pursued his post-graduation at Utkal University, where he was awarded the University Gold Medal in 1976 for standing first in MA in philosophy. What set Professor Mahantis apart is his unique distinction of simultaneously graduating in philosophy honors and English honors. His pursuit of knowledge led him to Northeastern Hill University, Nehru, Ceylon, where he earned both his MPhil and PhD degrees. Notably, he completed his PhD in a remarkable 4 months. Normally, people take 4 years or more. A recognition of his scholarly achievement, he was awarded a D.Litt degree from Utkal University in 2006. Professor Mahanti's contribution to the field of philosophy extended beyond academia. He has authored 17 books and numerous research publications covering diverse topics such as Indian philosophy, ethics and religion. His books, including Knowledge and the Knowable and the Sayable, the Upanishads, Rediscovered, Karma, Dharma, Philosophy, Why, What, How, and ended up with Microvita, several books. Notably, Professor Mahanti represented Hinduism from India in an international seminar, Inter-Religious Dialogue, held in Poland, showcasing his commitment to promoting interfaith understanding. While his academic achievements are truly remarkable, what sets Professor Mahanti apart is his firm dedication to serving the less fortunate. He has been actively involved in extensive relief work among flood-stricken people, earning him to the Jana Seva Shield in 1983. His dedication to social service is further exemplary by accolades such as the Excellency Award in 2006, the Rotary Award for Working for the Underprivileged, and the Samaj Ratna Award in 2013, among others. Professor Mahanti's commitment to the welfare of children is particularly commendable. He is the founder chairman of Rava Academy, an organization that runs a network of children homes across Odisha, dedicated to the rehabilitation and deserted, unclaimed and parentless destitute children of all the states of Odisha. Currently, he serves as a member of the Global Advisory Committee of Renassa University, where he engages in research and the application of microvita. In conclusion, Professor Aditya Mahanti is a multifaceted individual who has made substantial contributions to academia, philosophy, and social service. His dedication to knowledge, compassion for the less fortunate, and relentless pursuit of excellence make him a role model for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Aditya Mahanti, whose life and work inspired all of us. Now I request Professor Aditya Mahanti to come over and deliver his talk. Sir, 1 minute. 1 minute. Just, they would like to offer. I request our volunteers to offer some tree bouquets to our delegates. Dignitaries on the dais. 1. We have stopped giving flowers because flowers are removed from the trees and destroyed, whereas the plant you have to take back and take care and remember us that we have given you a plant. Thank you so much, children. Now I request Professor Aditya Mahanti to come and deliver his talk. Professor Aditya Mahanti.
My obeisance to revered Guru, Christian, esteemed President, Sri Jagadavanji, who has been a role model and inspiration to people across, the intelligence across, revered Acharya Sutitan Navdut, who holds a very key position in the world across as the General Secretary of the worldwide movement called Ananda. Acharya Krishna Navdut, who is a household name in Odisha, spearheading the movement across. And one of our very fast friends in Renansa Universal, Santosh Kumar Patra, who has been the sole motivation and trigger in taking the Renansa movement ahead in Puri chapter. Our very esteemed advisor, Engineer Taj, and many of our friends for Renansa like Advocate Natvarmant and many others who are present here, I cannot name them, and all our revered Swamijis, brothers and sisters, and Marga brothers and sisters, the lovers of Renansa Universal, mentors of Renansa Universal from different parts of the country. It is, I do not know because I am weighed down by emotions. When we are conducting a national meet on a topic, on a theme which the world across should be sensitized about, who is Ananda Murthy and what are his contributions? Is it just a guru, a spiritual guru, a social scientist, a literatore of excellence? What was he? What was the mission of life? Mission of his coming and gracing the planet with his holy descent. Friends, those of you who have a smattering or a little knowledge about Sri Ananda Murthy, know it for certain. Most of you are aware because we have been holding Renansa Universal meets at regular interval for the last 10 years in his hotel. Now what for? What was his chief mission, focal concern for the humanity? This world is, I should say, I am not eulogizing, I am simply sharing my deepest feelings, my faithful conviction about Sri Sarkar. That such a descent on this planet till today is one of its kind. Because, as it is already said by our advisor, he epitomizes not only knowledge about everything, all aspects of human pursuits, but had deepest compassion, empathy, not only for fellow men, humanity at large, but also for plants and animals. I am a weak man. When I think of him, my heart, I am weighed down by emotions. Not devotion may not be, but definitely by emotions. The way he came, lived, and left the planet. So we find a multifaceted personality in him with the deepest concern, compassion and empathy, not only for the suffering humanity, but the domain of flora and fauna who remain very explicitly ignored by human beings who claim to be most evolved. They've been exploited by human beings because of their selfish concerns. There is a time when man was the worshipper of nature. Our ancestors, 6,000 to 7,000 years back, were roaming about in the forest in quest search for food and shelter. That's history. Few thousand years back, our ancestors were food gatherers wandering in the forest. In the river banks, great civilization flourished. We know this history. And in course of time, because of man's inquisitiveness, to ask why, what and hows about nature, about himself, science and technology were born, philosophy, science and technology, and spiritual paths were opened up. So there has been a non-stop movement ahead. And a time came when man thought that I conquer nature, I am the conqueror of nature. So there is a transition from worship of nature to conquering nature, subduing nature, exploiting nature to his convenience. And in course of time, man thought that since I am the most evolved creature, everything is for me. The flora, fauna, and the rivers, mountains, everything that you find, everything, they owe their existence to their instrumental value for human well-being. There is gross error. Pierre Sarkar says the gross folly. And his words became a proof of it. Because man, being the most evolved creature, has the onerous responsibility of taking care of those who are less evolved, friends. Just as in a family, an able-bodied member has its moral obligation to take care of the children, the ailing parents, the old people. So on account of being more privileged, on account of being more capacitated, man owes the responsibility of taking the entire creation, the non-humans in this. He should play the role of a mentor, a steward, a guide, a protector, not a destroyer. This is his demands. He said, look, you are wasting water. In the college, wasting water. A time will come when the world will face water crisis. It is happening now. What is called long back. A time will come when man, because of his gross follies, will create a planet which is not supportive of human life, not the life of the non-humans. Global warming, acid rain, melting of the polar ice, rise of the sea level. These are the things which he could foresee. I am not going to take longer time. I will take another 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So he envisioned when he was sleeping on at a 6-year-old boy, indifferent to studies, used to lie down on a bed in Bamanpada, look vacant at the sky. His elder sister would say, what are you doing? Your classmates are studying and you don't have interest in studies. What are you doing? Looking at the sky. He said, I'm thinking of a world 10 million millennia ahead. Absurd. Because something very sounded absurd for them. And he wrote his name in 7 languages. He had not in trained, he was illiterate. He even didn't know the alphabets when he was hardly 3-4 years old. And what did he visualize? What did he dreamt of? He dreamt of a world without boundaries. Friends, you know that our primitive people had no boundaries. Anybody could go to any part of the world. But there were natural boundaries like mountains, vast expanse of sea, ferocious animals, difficult to scale on foot. One mountain, people did not know who are living on the other part of the mountain. There were natural boundaries. But now today, we have artificial boundaries. Man in 21st century, there is a nationalism, there are country boundaries, state boundaries, regional boundaries, and the disputes stemming from artificial divisions. He visualized, he envisioned a world without boundaries and a society without distinction of caste, color, creed. Even when he was in the school days, he was very much allergic to the distinction exploitation, discrimination on the basis of caste. He was critical of distinction on the basis of the color of the skin, the Negroes, the black colored people, and the thought, he said, is the greatest dogma that humanity has to fight against. How can a black man be inferior to white man because of difference in the color of the skin? He said it is the same motivation, same emotions which flows in the mind of a Negro also there in the white man. Though we appear to be different from the point of view, the color of the skin, the religion we profess, the social customs that we are accustomed to, deep within we are all human beings, friends. So he declared human society one and indivisible. And he spelled out in details, he dwelt at length on how human beings are created distinct. There is no diagnostic equipment. Let it be PET scan or CT scan or all 120 kinds of biopsy and blood tests. You can never know from their test result whether to which community belongs, whether a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu, whether it is a Pan or a Brahman, untouchable or otherwise, the distinctions which are man-made. And he said, the intelligence of the world. RU is basically a forum for the intelligence, the thinkers, the intellectuals from cross-section of society. They should first of all sensitize themselves about the evils that society is subject to, and the kind of suffering, the quantum, the magnitude of suffering that humanity has endured. There is a Baptist song. And one fine morning, Jagdanji was leading the Baptist movement. In the 70s, when we did not know who is Ananda Murti. There is a প্রভাত সঙ্গীত, আমি ডাক দিয়ে যাই যাই যাই, আলোকের পথ ধরে যারা যেতে চায় তাদের জেনে নিতে চায়। I want to know who are those who want to follow the path of light. I want to know who are they. মানুষ হয়েছে না ব্যাধি ক্লেশ তাপ, মানুষ হয়েছে না শোক সন্তাপ, তাদের খেতে দিতে প্রলেপ দিতে চায়। I want to know who are those who want to put soothing balm on those who have endured suffering and humiliation. So this is, whatever you said, you gave 5,018 songs, a record record composition in the short span of 5 years, 8 months, and 20 days. He not only gave the music, he not only gave the songs, the lyric, he gave the tune. And interestingly, he gave tune before giving the lyric. Normally what happens, poets of celebrity, they give a song, then melody is given, but here is a thinker, here is a philosopher, here is a seer who gave melody first, according to the demand, according to the nature of the seasons, festivals, occasions, then gave songs. The entire Prabhat Sangeet, corpus of Prabhat Sangeet is nothing but a lyrical exposition of Anandamar philosophy. Those who are not conversant in Anandamar philosophy, go to Prabhat Sangeet, try to understand. There are Praudi songs, there are spiritual songs, there are songs explaining the relationship between Guru and everything, the entire gamut of human life, with all the nuances are addressed and depicted in Prabhat Sangeet. So he imagined a world without boundaries and a society without any kind of distinction, and a social order without any dogma. One of the slogans of Renaissance, dogma, no more, moralists of the world unite. He said, man lives in 3 planes, physical, psychic, and spiritual. In a physical plane, there has to be a supportive socio-economic order, because man, just as Gandhi said also, that man cannot meditate in the empty stomach. The minimal necessities should be provided to every individual, and Sarkar declares that by virtue of being born into a soil, everyone has right to have access to 5 fundamentals: food, clothing, shelter, education, medical protection, medicine. Whether I am dullard or intelligent, whether I am able-bodied or handicapped, By virtue of being born into cell, I have share in the cosmic patrimony. Hari Pita, Gauri Mata, Swadhyasa Bhuvanatrayam. God is our father, Parama Prakriti is our mother. So we have a legitimate share, a fair share in the bounty of nature. This is the basic keynote of the proud, which came as an alternative to capitalism and community. Friends, down the centuries, there are two paradigms, two theoretical models which are ruling the roost. That is one side capitalism, the other side communism. People could not think that there is an alternative. Sarkar points out that is why he incurred the wrath of the establishment, the governments across the world, not only in India. He said, if something is wrong in the principle, it has to be wrong in details. Capitalism and communism, they stand on a very shaky ground because the fundamentals are grossly misleading. He said, a capitalism thrives on the instinct to accumulate. The more you accumulate, the better I am, the happier I am. So the instinct to accumulate, pipilika, he calls it pipilika, just an ant goes on accumulating even though it has hoarded beyond necessity. This capitalism is based on the psychology of accumulation. Now this accumulation leads to exploitation. That leads to polarization of the haves and have-nots, against which Marx came and raised his conflict. So capitalism is exploitative. The minority live at the cost of majority, exploiting the majority. And communism, it stands on a very, very, I should say, a very, very shaky foundation and wrong assumptions that matter is the ultimately real and economic conditions and factors are the sole determining social change. Marxism proved its inadequacy across the world because bread is a necessity and prime necessity. Sarkar says that yes, that is a necessity, but that is not only necessity. After your belly is full, the mind has also demand, the desire for expansion, desire for completeness. He said there is no scope for it because once you take economy to the substructure and matter as the ultimate, so the higher expansion is forestalled. It is bound to belie the expectations of people. A time will come when people will outgrow. Even if you give food and shelter to everyone, there may be contradictions in the psychic plane after the contradictions in the physical plane. So he gave an alternative, proud, progressive utilization theory, which tries to remedy the defects and anomalies, inadequacies of both the paradigms and incorporating the best in them. The way he fought for, the way he argued in favor of increasing the purchasing power of the people, the way he talked about a decentralized economy, the Samaj movement which takes care of regional and development in terms of utilizing natural resources. The slogan is, think globally, act locally. What a wonderful slogan. I'm pretty sure that the world will take 100 years or 200 years to understand what he meant. His heart used to bleed for a withering plant. How many Sundays? I have seen one Sunday being sacked because he saw a dried plant in his garden. I was there on present on that. I'm not going to name the worker, he's no more. So how come it's kind that you wither? It's an ordinary plant. He was very, very annoyed. It has also right to exist as a mind. When you are watering the neighboring plant and you are not, because there is a dearth of water, could you not empathize with the? This is what Ananda is. If he donates a plant, if his office donates a plant, he will inquire about the health of the plant. A plant. He was sensitive. He said there is nothing like inanimate. So the proud came as an alternative to capitalism and communism, which envisioned a society, economy without exploitation, a social order without exploitation. A society which is governed by a single penal code, world government, Magna Carta, based on social justice, minimum guarantee. These are the fundamentals which should help us to formulate that. A world without boundaries and a world government, a common penal code, Gradually the militia will diminish. So this is what he visioned, not only envisioned, but he also gave a blueprint for a sustainable economy, a stable human society without dogma, without exploitation, without distinction, without discrimination. Yes, it looks very utopian. Not that. He said, you have to work because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So he trained the sannyasis. What are we? We have our families, we have our identities. Look at those monks and nuns who are sitting. They could have been more prosperous had they embraced, but they decided for an ideology, they left everything. And how much of uncertainties we know workers striving for basic sustenance. We salute to them all who have been carrying the mantle, who have been responsible for perpetuating the legacy of the master. Another 2-3 minutes. I'm prolonging, I know, but I can't help it. So, in a physical domain, he gave a blueprint for socio-economic transformation, so that every man is guaranteed 5 basic things. In the psychic plane, he explained what is a dogma, what are the superstitions, dogmas, who have been artificially created by vested interests and divided humanity. The human society is one and indivisible. Work for that. Distinction on the basis of language is so flimsy, so volatile. How can a Bengali person speaking Bengali be different from one who is speaking Hindi? Had I been born to a Hindi, a family where Hindi is the mother tongue, I would have been quite fluent in Hindi. How different? How does it differ? I go to a mosque, you go to a temple. Had I been born to a Muslim family, I would go to the. So what is important is not whether you go to temple or mosque. What is important is that you are going for prayer, offering your benediction, offering your heart and mind before the Almighty. So in the psychic plane, he brought about revolution. The Renaissance is to work in the domain of psyche, informing people, sensitizing people, educating people about the issues and their solutions. In the spiritual plane, so wonderfully, with some scholars like Bhaskar and others who are going from guru to guru, organization to organization, for a right path. Friends, there are 2 types of spiritual practice that prevail in the world. One is called sadhana, one is called Dakhinachar sadhana, Vamachar sadhana. The sadhana which tries to wrest power, snatch powers from nature by self-effort. There is no room for devotion. It is more an activity, an effort to acquire power. This is Vamachar sadhana. Avita Tantra and many of the practices fall in this category. The other extreme, that is Dakhinachar sadhana, the way of pacification. The Vedic mode of sadhana, all these systems based on that. Now, they want to attain the highest thing. Brahmachari will try to get it by self-effort, struggle against the Ashtapas and Sartaripu, fighting against the forces of nature that stand on the way or serve as the bottlenecks on the path of expansion. On the other hand, there are Dakhinacharis, those who follow the path of absolute devotion. They say that only by prayer and eulogies, by pleasing God, satiating God, we get the highest. Sarkar says, both the systems have something good to offer, and both the systems suffer from inherent inadequacies. So he tried to bring strike a mean between Vamachar sadhana and Dakhinachar sadhana, and developed a Madhyamachar sadhana which incorporates the best in Brahmachari and best in Dakhinachari. Like a Brahmachari, a sadhak has to be proactive, he has to be vigilant, so that the lower propensities do not take you for a ride. Greed, for example, anger, for example, jealousy, for example. As long as you are confined, as long as you are under the captive of these vrittis, you are a jiva. Pasa baddha bhavet jiva, pasa mukta bhavet jiva. We have to act as a brahmachari using all physical and psychic prowess to fight against the lower propensity. But that is not enough, because Sarkar says, Ananda says that human capacities are limited. There are inherent limitations. You have to invoke His grace. Like a brahmachari, you have to struggle, strive against the forces of nature, not only external forces but internal forces, more so our vritti, 50 vrittis. That is prescribed the Kundalini sadhana, where you practice, you need not apply anything external, but your as Kundalini rises up, different vrittis associated different chakras get controlled, and when Kundalini reaches Sahasra, all the 50 vrittis with 1000 expressions in two directions upward. So they get controlled. But like a Dakshinachari also, you have to have a sense of surrender. I was telling my brother, with Jagannath, we work hand in hand. I take inspiration from him. There is a beautiful painting. I said that the roadside painting is a very good, beautiful painting. What is the caption of the painting? What is the painting about? There is a big sea in Silao. And there is a boatman standing with a small boat. The caption is, "Oh God, how vast is your sea and how small is my boat." Being self-conscious of inherent limitation. Howsoever I may try, there is a point in which I have to invoke the grace of Almighty. Guru Krupai Kevalam. So self-effort like a brahmachari, coupled with, backed by the grace of the divine, can help us to expedite our journey to the ultimate goal. Lastly, in the world of philosophy, P.R. Sarkar, as a student of philosophy, I know I have been studying, that he gave a cosmology which he incorporated the best in other cosmology, the matter-centric, spirit-centric cosmology. He said, another 3 sentences going to be last. Don't think that I'm on the alibi I'm prolonging. He said everything, the entire universe of entire phenomenal diversities. The universe that we see, the phenomenal universe, has its beginning at singular point. And the journey has started and we are going to end at a particular point to destination, and so he's saying they are not different. So we have come from one source and we are heading towards a destination or a terminus. And the third is terminus and destination. So the Advaita, Dvaita and Advaita. It is neither Advaita which highlights monism, nor Advaita which highlights, recognizes diversities. He says, from the one the many has come, and many is on different expressions of one. So everything that you see in the universe has the property of one, just as a different sweets made up of sugar will taste sweet because the fundamental substance is sweet sugar. Similarly, the fundamental substance is divinity. So everything in a stone has divinity in it, potentially contained. And in course of the journey, that which is dormant or latent or implicit will become explicit and manifest. One day he was going with Bhavishanamji, several times I have said, he found a crusher. He was going on a morning walk. He said, Bhavishanamji, do you know, when you cross the stone, it also feels the pain. But humanity has to evolve to understand the mind of a stone. What is the fundamentals? What is Tattva? Tattva is this, that whether it is a stone or an animal or a flora or a fauna, human beings, all have come from one source. Therefore, everything has that its potentiality. A tree has the potential to grow into a great human being, and we in the past we do not know what we were. So there is always a promise. There is a hope for going ahead and being with that. So it is neither Advaita nor Advaita, but Advaita, in the beginning there is Advaita, non-dualism. In the end there is one, and in between we are many. What is our relationship? We are all co-travelers, friends. Because we have come from one source. The life which throbs in me also throbs in an animal. How can be indifferent to a famished dog whose mouth is salivating, the tears in his eyes, Does you feel like sharing a piece of bread? If you don't have that inner call, compulsion, something wrong with your sadhana. Because he gave us sadhana, he says, sadhana has 4 things, vistara. It expands your mind. It helps the entitative flow to be one with vistara rasa. And when your mind expands, you cannot but serve. Service becomes your instinct, your motto, your watchword, and your guiding sentiment. Visara rasa sevata. So sadhana, he said, nirakar sadhana, sadhana on the formless helps you to expand your mind. And the more expanded the mind, more expanded is the frontiers of empathy. So gradually go on identifying yourself with the other. The so-called other is into a misnomer. For a spiritualist, there is no other. Because that, just as a mother. For a mother, the child is not the other. The mother feels the pulse of the child because she finds that she is part of me. Some glimpse of empathy. If a child has sickness, father may sleep, mother doesn't sleep because she feels that it's an extension of my being. Similarly, friends, when you do sadhana, the small things will not touch you. Just as now the selfishness, narrowness takes possession of you, a person who is established in sadhana, he cannot but love and serve. That becomes your instinct. Therefore, service becomes your mission of life. That is how he wanted to bring about a renaissance in three spheres: physical, psychic, and spiritual sphere. He said the European renaissance was in the physical plane, science, technology, all that. And the Indian renaissance was in the spiritual plane, Mirabai and others came. He said we need renaissance in three planes, in the physical, psychic, and spiritual plane. That is why renaissance in three strata, you read it. That is a renaissance universal. It is not only renaissance like European renaissance in the physical sphere, nor renaissance in the spiritual sphere in India. They were diverse from physicalities, the compulsions of practical life. He said we want renaissance in the physical, psychic, and spiritual. That is why the renaissance universal movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aditya Mahanti, for your extraordinary insight about Sri Sri Anand Murthy. Ladies and gentlemen, now our next speaker who is going to speak to us is Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta. Let me speak few words about him. It's with great pleasure and deep respect that I stand before you today to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta. His presence with us today is a testament to his commitment to the values and principles of our organization, Anand Marg, and his tireless dedication to betterment of humanity. Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta embarked on his remarkable journey with Anand Marg in the year 1986. Since that pivotal moment, he has dedicated his life to the organization and its noble mission. Currently serving as the Central Secretary and a frontline worker, Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta plays a pivotal role in guiding and shaping the direction of our organization. One of the distinguished characteristics of Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta journey is his extensive travel and service both within India and abroad. He has crisscrossed the length and breadth of our diverse nation, bringing the message of Anand Marg to people from all walks of life. His international engagements have allowed him to represent our organization on the global stage, forging connections and collaborations that transcend borders. What makes Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta's presence with us today even more special is the fact that he hails from the soil of Odisha. He is proud son of this land, and his journey from these very roots to the global stage is a source of inspiration for all of us. His commitment to promoting the ideology of Anand Marg and his relentless efforts to bring about positive change resonate deeply within values and aspirations of our local community. As we welcome Acharya Priya Krishnananda Avadhuta as our guest of honor today, let us take a moment to reflect on the profound impact he has had on the lives of countless individuals and communities. His dedication and tireless efforts serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration, reminding us all the potential for positive change that resides within each of us. In closing, let us extend our heartfelt gratitude to Acharya Priyakrishna Avadhut for his invaluable contributions to the promotion of Anand Marg's ideology and his tireless work in the service of humanity. We are truly honored to have you, sir. So, with this, I request to come and deliver his note.
কে যেন আসিয়া কয়ে গেছে কানে, নতুন প্রভাত আসিবে, কালো কুয়াশার যবনিকা পরে সোনালী জীবন হাসিবে। মোর পরমারাধ্য গুরুদেব, ତାଙ୍କର ଚରଣ ତଳେ ମୋର ସାଷ୍ଟାଙ୍ଗ ପଣିପାତ। ମଞ୍ଚାସୀନ ଗୁରୁଜନ, ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଅତିଥି, ଆନନ୍ଦ ମାର୍ଗର ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀ ଦାଦା ଦିଦି, ମାର୍ଗୀ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀ ଏବଂ ଆମର ପ୍ରିୟ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀମାନେ, ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ଆଧ୍ୟାତ୍ମିକ ପୀଠସ୍ଥଳୀ ପୁରୀରେ ଆୟୋଜିତ ଆନନ୍ଦ ମାର୍ଗ ଧର୍ମ ମହାସମ୍ମିଳନ ତାର ଆଜି ପ୍ରଥମ ଦିବସରେ ଏନ୍ଏସ୍ଆ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସାଲ ତରଫରୁ ଆୟୋଜିତ ଯେଉଁ ବିଷୟ ଉପରେ ଆମେ ଆଲୋଚନା କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ମାନବତାର କଲ୍ୟାଣ ପାଇଁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଆନନ୍ଦମୂର୍ତ୍ତିଜୀଙ୍କର ଅବଦାନ। ମଣିଷର ଭାବନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଉଚ୍ଛ୍ବସିତ ହୁଏ, ତା ପାଖରେ ଭାଷା ନଥାଏ। ଆଜି ମୋ ସେମିତି ଅବସ୍ଥା। ମୁଁ ଯାହାଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛି, ଯିଏ ମୋର ପ୍ରାଣ ଦେବତା, କେବଳ ମୋର ପ୍ରାଣ ଦେବତା ନୁହନ୍ତି, ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱରେ କୋଟି କୋଟି ଆନନ୍ଦ ମାର୍ଗୀଙ୍କର ପ୍ରାଣ ଦେବତା। ତାଙ୍କର ମୂଲ୍ୟାୟନ କରିବା, ଜଗତର କଲ୍ୟାଣ ପାଇଁ, ଜୀବ ଏବଂ ଜଗତର କଲ୍ୟାଣ ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ଅବଦାନ ରହିଛି, ତାକୁ ମୋ ଭାଷାରେ ପ୍ରକାଶ କରିବା ମୋ ପାଇଁ ସମ୍ଭବ ନୁହେଁ। ମୁଁ ଅଧମ ସେ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ନିଜକୁ ଭାଗ୍ୟବାନ କେବଳ ମନେ କରୁଛି। बाबांकर गोटे प्रभाषित मन पड़े, मैं स्रोतों का फूल बह रहा था, तुम्हें मुझे उठाकर सुनाई गीति। मो जीवन टा मध्य सेमिति ही थांता जेमिति आउ अन्य मानकर होची। जन्म कर्म आउ क्लेश, कर्म विपाक आउ तापर मृत्यु, किंतु तांकर स्पर्श, तांकर केवल गोटे बाणी मो जीवन को परिवर्तन कर पाइथिला। कहा जाए, गॉड गिव्स ओरिजिनल्स, मैन मेक्स कंपाउंड्स। ईश्वर जहाँ दियंती ताहा होची मौलिक, आ मानव जहाँ तैयारी करे ताहा होची यौगिक। आनंदमूर्तिजींकर जहाँ किसी अवदान अच्छी मानवतार कल्याण पाई, ताहा संपूर्ण मौलिक। तांकर गोटे कथा मो प्राण को स्पर्श कला। छात्र जीवन में अहिंसार अर्थ कौन मु जानी, अहिंसा माने हुए तो केवल कहा को आघात न करिवा, किंतु से कहते ना, कहा को शारीरिक आघात करवा केवल अहिंसा नुहे, हिंसा नुहे। कहा मनर कौन प्रकार कपटाचरण करवा, मनर यदि मुझे अहित चिंता करे ताहा हिंसा। ए गोटे कथा मत स्पर्श कला। ये निश्चित महामानव ये मानव नुहंती। आनंद मूर्ति अवदान जीव एवं जगतर सर्वात्मक कल्याण पाई से जानी जे मनुष्य अस्तित्व हूँ त्रिस्तरीय। तार देह अच्छी, तार मन अच्छी, तार आत्मा अच्छी। तार देह रक्षा पाई तार अस्तित्व, तार विकास एवं तार आनंद प्राप्ति। तांको भाषा से कहते अस्ति भाति आनंदम, अस्ति भाति आनंदम। अर्थात प्रत्येक मनुष्य तांको जीवन में तीन प्राप्त करने को चाहती। समस्त चाहती मोर अस्तित्व केमती रक्षा हम। आपर्यंत अस्तित्व सुरक्षित न हो मोर विकास केमती हम। आज आम समस्त चाहती जे मनुष्य केवल तार अस्तित्व रक्षा करने तार जीवन सर्वस्व से अर्पण कर दौर। किए 8 घंटा, किए 10 घंटा, किए 12 घंटा केवल खटुचंती कौन पाई ना अस्तित्व रक्षा। तापाखे समय कहीं जैसे तार मानसिक विकास, तार आध्यात्मिक उन्नति करिवो, तापाखे समय कहीं। आनंद मूर्ति जी यही सत्य को उपलब्धि करथिले। से केवल जड़े धर्मगुरु हिसाब से आध्यात्मिक केतोटी कथा कही क्षांत हो नथिले। तांकर सबठारु बड़ अवदान है ये जो मानवर अस्तित्व केमिति सुरक्षित हब, समस्त केमिति मुंड उंचा करी बंची पारिबे, मर्यादा सहित बंची पारिबे, सेथिपाई गोटे नुआ जुगान्तकारी प्रगतिशील उपयोग तत्व से प्रदान कले 1959 मसीह जार उद्देश्य थिला ये मनुष्यर अस्तित्व सुरक्षित हो, तार समस्त जागतिक समस्यार समाधान हो। जेमिति रवीन्द्रनाथ ठाकुर कहते ओ लॉर्ड लीड मी टू दैट प्लेस वेयर द हेड इज हेल्ड हाई एंड माइंड इज फ्री। जपर्यंत मनुष्य पशु जीवन यापन करुची, केवल अर्थ सर्वस्व जीवन यापन करुची, ता पाखरे मानसिक उन्नति बा मनुष्यर उन्नति एवं आध्यात्मिक उन्नतिर प्रश्न आसे कौटी। कह जाए जितेबले जुगसंधि आसे, जितेबले मनुष्यर मानवीय गुणर अवमूल्यन हुए, जितेबले तार चारित्रिक अवक्षय हुए, से समय जड़े महामानव आसती, महासंभूति आगमन हुए एवं आनंद मूर्ति जी से महासंभूति जहां उद्देश्य थिला, मिशन थिला एक अखंड मानव समाज प्रतिष्ठा जहाँ आज पर्यंत है नहीं। अनेक महापुरुष आसंती तांको समय अनुसार जहाँ किसी दरकार देती, किंतु आनंद मूर्ति जी कहते जे मनुष्य आसी पृथ्वी को 10 लाख वर्ष है, मानव सभ्यता को 15,000 वर्ष है, किंतु एपर्यंत गोटे अखंड मानव समाज तैयारी हो पारे नहीं। मनुष्य आज विभिन्न भाव में विभक्त। यदि आम समस्त सृष्टिकर्ता जड़े हमें, यदि से परम पिता आम समस्त सृष्टिकर्ता, ताल आम समस्ते तांकर प्रिय संतान, अर्थात आम गोटे परिवार, गोटे पिता, एक ईश्वर और एक परिवार। यदि एक परिवार हुए ताल आम समस्ते गोटे जाति, ता हूँ मानव जाति। एवं यदि आम गोटे जाति हमें ताले आम समस्त गोटे धर्म, अर्थात गोटे आकांक्षा। से आकांक्षा कौन ना से बृहत को पाइबा आनंद मूर्ति कहते बृहत ऐसा प्रणिधानम च धर्म अर्थात से बृहत सत्ता को पाइबा रो जो ऐसा जो आकृति रही से आकृति हूँ तार धर्म से धर्म अनेक नुहे धर्म एक यही हूँ आनंद मूर्ति जी बाणी से मिशन थिला आनंद मूर्ति जी संकल्प थिला समस्त कुसंस्कार मुक्त समस्त भावजड़ता मुक्त समस्त प्रकार शोषण मुक्त और नव्य मानवतावाद आदर्श प्रतिष्ठित एक अखंड मानव समाज प्रतिष्ठा जो समस्ते आनंद बसवास करें गोटे परिवार भली आनंद मूर्ति कहते द हैप्पीनेस ऑफ वन इज हैप्पीनेस ऑफ ऑल द मिसफॉर्चून ऑफ वन इज द मिसफॉर्चून ऑफ ऑल जनकर कष्ट समस्त कष्ट एवं जनकर आनंद समस्त आनंद कहीं गोटे परिवार जड़े जदि आम आनंद अच्छा आउ जन दुख हाहाकार करे तो से परिवार है कौन सी माता पिता चाहती जे मोर गोटे सन्तान आनंद रहू आन्य सन्तान दुख हाहाकार करू आज पृथ्वी रे केते लोक हाहाकार करुचंती 99% सफरिंग एंड 1% एंजॉयिंग 99% लोक सफर करुचंती आ गोटे परसेंट लोक एंजॉय करुचंती न्यूयॉर्क वॉल स्ट्रीट गोटे मुवमेंट आरंभ होता वी आर 99 वी आर 99 ये मुवमेंट आरंभ होता अमेरिका द सीट ऑफ कैपिटलिज्म आनंद मूर्ति जो युगांतकारी जीवन दर्शन से कहते जे मानव समाज प्रगति आवश्यक 6टी तत्व जपर्यंत 6टी तत्व न आसब से पर्यंत मानव समाज संपूर्ण प्रगति असंभव आज पर्यंत मानव समाज प्रतिष्ठा है कहीं ना मानव समाज जो व्याख्या आनंद मूर्ति देती नैतिकतार प्रथम स्तंभ आरंभ करी विश्व मानवतार प्रतिष्ठा ये दुईट मध्य दूरता अच्छी कहती सामाजिक प्रगति एवं जो माने ये सामाजिक प्रगति उत्सर्गीकृत मुझे कहि मानव समाज फ्रॉम द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ मोरालिज्म टू द एस्टेब्लिशमेंट इन द कॉस्मिक ह्यूमनिज्म देयर इज अ गैप एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड द ग्रुप दैट इज trying their best to negotiate this gap, they will be called the society. तो ये जो आनंद मूर्ति जी को व्याख्या कि नैतिकता होची समाजर आरंभ बिंदु आज समाज नैतिकता नहीं आज होची केवल स्वार्थपरता आज केवल स्वार्थपरता ही मनुष्य को जाबड़ी धरिची आ जेपर्यंत मनुष्य स्वार्थपरतार ऊर्ध्व को न आसी पारुची से पर्यंत मानव समाज आरंभ है नहीं आनंद मूर्ति कहते जार आरंभ है तार विनष्ट प्रश्न आसला कौटी आरंभ है मानव समाज आनंद मूर्ति आसते से एक आदर्श मानव समाज प्रतिष्ठा करने से प्रतिष्ठा केमिति हम तापाई दरकार आदर्श व्यक्ति केमिति हे तापाई दरकार साधना सेवा त्याग तांका दर्शन कहूँ morality is the base of life, spirituality is the means, and Paramapurusha is the goal. Life divine is the goal. अर्थात नैतिकता जीवन आधार साधना जीवन मार्ग आ परमात्मा जीवन लक्ष्य ये आदर्श जेपर्यंत आम जीवन में नैतिकतार आधारशिला मजबूत होनी पर्यंत आम आदर्श मनुष्य हो पार नहीं बाबा कहते आनंद मूर्ति कहते जड़े मनुष्य 500 टंका उत्कोच को लांच को प्रत्याख्यान कर दे पारे किंतु 5 लक्ष बा 5 कोटी पाइले तार मनटा टिके कौन हम चंचल हो लक्ष्य ओहरी जापे से बाबा कह आनंद मूर्ति कहते यू लव ऑल but don't give responsibility to those people who are not established in Jama Niyama. समस्त को भल पाओ किंतु जो माने नैतिकतार प्रतिष्ठित नुहंती तांको कौन प्रकार विशेष दायित्व दियो नाही आपण मन जानती वर्तमान समाज रे जो माने शीर्ष स्थान अच्छी नैतिक अवस्था कौन से आज आमर पूरा समाज अवस्था एमती कह जे देशर जातिर उन्नति से क्या कर स्वार्थे व्यस्त जार मन सागुणा बिलुआ चिकित्सक हेले सबकी पाइब प्राण ठीक सही अवस्था अर्थात जो मैंने अच्छा शीर्ष स्थान नैतिक अवस्था एत दुर्बल जहाँफल दुर्बलता संपूर्ण मानव समाज आज कष्ट पाऊँ बाबा कहते आनंदमूर्ति कहते जदि कौन राज्य में प्रजा कष्ट पाती राजार पापर फल से जदि कौन राज्य में प्रजा कष्ट पाँच राजा पापर फल तो आनंदमूर्ति चाहते मोराली स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड स्पिरिचुअली एलिवेटेड लीडरशिप सद्दीप्त लीडरशिप से केमी आसो आसापे आमको नैतिकतार प्रचित होगा पड़ो नैतिकता 10टी रत्न को जीवन में पालन करने पड़ो अहिंसा सत्य अस्त्य ब्रह्मचर्य अपरिग्रह इत्यादि 10 रत्न को आम जीवन में पालन करने पड़ो एवं आध्यात्मिक साधना रे आमको अभ्यस्त होगा पड़ो तेज जाए आम से स्तर पहुंच आदर्श पहुंची पारिबा अबा निजको आदर्शवान करि पारिबा तो आदर्श व्यक्ति बिना आदर्श समाजर प्रतिष्ठा असंभव से आनंदमूर्ति जी निरलस चेष्टा थिला आदर्श व्यक्ति तैयारी करिबा एवं से संकल्प आरंभ होता 1939 मसीह आदर्श व्यक्ति निर्माण संकल्प जहां छवि आप देखुं आचार्य दिव्यानंद अवधूत जहां 50तम पुण्य स्मृति रे पुण्य आत्मस्वर्ग स्मृति रे आमर डीएमएस उद्यापित होची से प्रथम शिष्य मानव इतिहास प्रथम शिष्य जे कि गुरुंकर बिना आदेश रे केवल गुरुंक ऊपर अत्याचार होची ताकू सह्य न करि पारि निजर प्राणोत्सर्ग करथिले आत्मदाह करथिले प्रथम शिष्य आनंदमूर्ति जी मानव इतिहास रे आध्यात्मिक इतिहास रे एभली उदाहरण आउ नाही जड़े शिष्य केते निजर आत्मा को दे पारे जिते बड़े से भीतर से आदर्श एवं ईश्वर निष्ठा आदर्श प्रेम जिते भीतर प्रबल हम माने प्रज्वलित होते ही से दृश्य नहीं पारे आनंदमूर्ति जी यही हजार हजार सन्यासी तैयारी करती खाली भारत वर्ष नुहे संपूर्ण पृथ्वी से आनंद मार्ग हूँ गोटे विश्व परिवार आनंद मार्ग सूर्यास्त हुए ना आनंद मार्ग अखंड बाबा नाम केवल चली सारा विश्व कारण सबु जगार आनंद मार्ग रही आज आनंदमूर्ति जी आदर्श सारा विश्व पहुंची जाइए तो जो मुझे कहते चाहूली आदर्श समाज प्रतिष्ठा आनंदमूर्ति जी जो संकल्प थिला से दरकार 6टी उपादान प्रथम हूँ आध्यात्मिक दर्शन द्वितीय हूँ आध्यात्मिक साधना आ तृतीय हूँ सामाजिक आर्थिक सिद्धांत आ चतुर्थटी हूँ सामाजिक दृष्टिकोण पंचमटी हूँ त्रिशास्त्र आ षष्ठटी हूँ गुरु ये 6टी उपादान जेपर्यंत उपलब्ध नहीं पार से पर्यंत आदर्श मानव समाज प्रतिष्ठा हो पार नहीं आनंद मार्ग रे 6टी उपादान दर्शन देती अभ्रांत आध्यात्मिक दर्शन देती जोटा मो पूर्व डॉक्टर आदित्य महांती बाबा कहीगले दर्शन विषय एवं आध्यात्मिक साधना देती जोटा कि मनुष्यर शरीर तत्व और मनस्तत्व अनुकूल आमर शरीर और मनर अनुकूल आध्यात्मिक साधना से देती एवं ये साधना समस्त करें स्त्री पुरुष पृथ्वी जेकोसी व्यक्ति समस्ते समस्त प्रकार बंधन ऊर्धरे जाति वर्ण इत्यादि तृतीय सामाजिक आध्यात्मिक सिद्धांत मो पूर्व आयुक्त देवा कहते केवल ये कहबी जे आनंद मूर्ति जीवन में जहाँ जहाँ तपस्या करने पड़ा 7 वर्ष जेल विष पान 5 वर्ष 4 मास 2 दिन उपवास ये सब किसी से प्राउड दर्शन कहीं ना जो मैंने पृथ्वी में नया वार्ता नहीं आसती सत्यर वार्ता प्रचार करती भाव विभिन्न अत्याचार शिकार होगा पड़े इतिहास यार प्रमाण होती तृतीय हूँ चतुर्थ नव मानवतावाद जी आम सामाजिक दृष्टिकोण ये नव मानवता हूँ आध्यात्मिकतार वास्तव रूपायन जन अन्य को भल पाए आम ईश्वर को भल पाते तार प्रमाण कौन नेहरू बाबा को थे पचरागला जन ईश्वर को भल पाए तार प्रमाण कौन ना से कहते
अर्थात अन्य को भल पाइबा मान ईश्वर को भल पाइबा एवं जो भी भेद अछि भगवान नाही यदि मो मन कौन भेद थाए ताकि भगवान ये जो अंतरता बिना आओ ये साधना जो विद्या सम्मत साधना आरंभ देशंती ये साधना समस्त अभ्यास करते समस्त काम करे समस्त भद्र व्यक्ति
Sorry for disturbance. Some technical issues happening here. That's why I cannot hear properly. Maybe I have to stop the live. Yeah. The sound technical problem is continuously going on. Maybe it will take time to repair. Sorry for disturbing. Maybe I can help this to bring it in front of.
नारी कल्याण भावना हम जानती पृथ्वी 50% होते नारी महिला आज पर्यंत कोन भगवान जानती कि महिला कल्याण पाई तार मुक्ति पाई समस्त उपादान नहीं करती अनुमुक्ति कहते के पक्षी बिंदुटा गणा थाए गोटे गणा तार काटी दिया जाए बा तीनटा दुर्बल हो जाए ना तो कभी योगी कार्य नहीं ठीक सेମିତି नारी और पुरुष ये हेले समाज स्थिति समाज को पक्षी स्थिति गणा गोटे गणा दुर्बल हो जाए तार से योगी कार्य नहीं अनुमुक्ति
नारी कल्याण पाई महिला मानकर कल्याण पाई समस्त विधान देइचंती नारी मानकर आर्थिक मुक्ति सामाजिक मुक्ति आध्यात्मिक मुक्ति आज पर्यंत आप देखिचंती कि महिला माने केबे तांकर पौरोहित्य करंती आपण तो देखिचंती बा सुनिचंती कि आनंद मार्ग सन्यासी माने जे भली अन्यान्य सामाजिक कार्य करती आध्यात्मिक प्रोग्राम रे से लीड करती ठीक सेମିତି सन्यासी माने समान अधिकार आनंद देती जहाँ द्वारा से पौरोहित्य कर समस्त प्रोग्राम रे अर्थात नारी पुरुषर अधिकार समान आध्यात्मिक अधिकार समान आर्थिक अधिकार समान सामाजिक अधिकार समान ये अधिकार ताको कहीं वंचित करि परिबे नाही एटा तार भिक्षा नुहे एटा तार अधिकार एटा होची आनंद मूर्ति जी स्पष्ट बाणी आनंद मूर्ति को सब किसी कथा होची स्पष्ट से कहते आई एम क्लियर कनक्लूसिव एंड कनसाइज एवं तांकर आदर्श मध्य से बड़ी क्लियर कनक्लूसिव एंड कनसाइज आउ प्रभाषण कथा शेष एति खाली कहबी आनंद मूर्ति जीवन शेष भाग में मात्र 8 वर्ष भितर 8टा भाषा 5018टी अनबद्ध प्रभाव संगीत देगले भाव भाषा छंद सुर गोटे संगीतर 4टा अंग थाए भाव भाषा छंद सुर এই ଚାରିଟାରେ ପ୍ରଭା ସଙ୍ଗୀତ ହେଉଛି ଅନବଦ୍ୟ। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆନନ୍ଦ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତିଜୀଙ୍କ ତୁଳନାର କୌଣସି କଳନା ବା ତାର କୌଣସି ଆକଳନ କରିହେବ ନାହିଁ। ମଣିଷର କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର ବୁଦ୍ଧି ପରମ ପୁରୁଷଙ୍କର ଅନନ୍ତ ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ତାଙ୍କର କରୁଣା ବା ଅନନ୍ତ ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ଅବଦାନ ତାକୁ ମାପିବା ଜୀବ ପକ୍ଷରେ ଅସମ୍ଭବ। କେବଳ ଏକମାତ୍ର ସମ୍ଭବ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ତାଙ୍କର ଆଦର୍ଶ ପଥରେ ଚାଲିପାରନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ନିଜକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଆଦର୍ଶ ମଣିଷରେ ପରିଣତ କରି ଜଗତର କଲ୍ୟାଣ ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କରି ଆଦର୍ଶରେ ଆତ୍ମମୋକ୍ଷାର୍ଥମ ଜଗତ ହିତାୟତକୁ ହୃଦୟରେ ଧରି ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ଆମ ଶେଷ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ତ୍ୟାଗ କରିପାରନ୍ତି। ଯେମିତି ଏତିକି କୁହନ୍ତି, ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ସମୟରେ ଯେ ମୁଁ ମାନବ ଦେହରେ ଆସିଥିଲି, ମୁଁ ପ୍ରକୃତ ମାର୍ଗରେ ସତ୍ ପଥରେ ଚାଲି ମୋର ଜୀବନକୁ ମୁଁ ପରମ ପୁରୁଷ ପାଖରେ ସମର୍ପଣ କରୁଛି। ଏତିକି କହି ମୁଁ ଏଠି ବିରାମ ଦେଉଛି।
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dada, for enlightening all of us in simple language that Anand Murthy ji always wanted us to know. So we will go to our next speaker. It's my honor to introduce Okay. Hello. It's my honor to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Acharya Su Tirthananda Abadu, a luminary in the world of spirituality and a beacon of inspiration for all of us. Acharya Su Tirthananda Abadu's journey through life has been nothing short of remarkable, and his contributions to the propagation of Anand Marg ideology are both profound and deeply impactful. Acharya Sutirthananda Avadhut's affiliation with Anand Marg began at an early stage, a testament to his innate understanding of the profound teachings and principles that guide our organization. Over the years, he has not only embraced these principles but has also become a guiding light for countless individuals who have sought spiritual wisdom and guidance. Currently holding the esteemed position of General Secretary of Anand Marg Pracharak Sangha at Kolkata, Acharya Sutirthananda Avadhut plays a pivotal role in shaping the direction and mission of Anand Marg. His leadership is characterized by a profound sense of dedication and vision for more harmonious and enlightened world. One of the remarkable qualities that define Acharya Sutirthananda Avadhut is his eloquence as a speaker and his influence as a thought leader. His words have the power to inspire and uplift, and his insights have the capacity to ignite a spark of transformation in the hearts and minds of those who have the privilege of listening to him. His ability to convey teachings of Anand Marg with clarity and passion has made him a beacon of knowledge and wisdom. Please keep silence. Today, as we welcome Acharya Sutirthananda Avadhut as our chief guest, we celebrate his commitment to the propagation of Anand Marg ideology. His tireless efforts in promoting these principles in society serve as a dedication to the betterment of humanity. In conclusion, we are immensely proud of Acharya Sutirthananda Vadhot and the transformative work he is doing in propagating the teaching of Anand Marg. His life is a shining example of the impact that one individual can have on the world when guided by a profound sense of purpose and a commitment to the welfare of all. We are truly honored to have you with us today, Dadaji, and we eagerly anticipate the wisdom and insight you will share with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm and heartfelt welcome to Acharya Sutirthanand Avadhut, our chief guest. While 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 they correct the, is it okay, sir? Regular. I think now the sound is all right. Okay, leave it. Now the sound is okay. Hello, hello. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just leave it there. Don't do anything. Okay, Dada.
At the very outset, I express and convey my Sastang Pranam to my most beloved Gurudev, Sri Ananda Ji. And I also express my deep reverence to the person who has been the pioneer, who sacrificed his life for his Guru, Acharya Vidyananda Avadhut, who self-immolated for a great cause, for the dignity of his beloved Gurudev and the establishment of dharma in this world. I express my deep regard to the distinguished speaker, Dr. Aditya Mahanti, or my friend Acharya Krishnananda Avadhut, and to the president of this RU meeting here, my dear brothers and sisters. It is very difficult to measure the greatness of someone who is the creator himself. It is like a doll of salt measuring the depth of the sea. At the age of 5, as he said, that he had a vision what he has to do in this world. At the age of 5, you can imagine. And then at the age of 12, he made the blueprint. It's like, a dramatist who, before staging he prepares who do what. So he prepared the entire blueprint for this cosmic drama or for this, new world order. Now, in one of his discourse that who is a real guru, who is a real master, he says that a guru has to be a guru of all three strata of life. He has to be a spiritual master. At the same time, he has to also see the psychic and physical need of the people, the welfare of the entire universe. In another discourse, he says that this entire world is in tremendous misery. The whole world is in tremendous misery. I have to do something. You have also have to do something. I have come with a mission. You have also come with a mission. You here means we all here. We have a responsibility. You have also come with a mission. My coming in this world is significant. Your coming in this world is not less significant. So he had a lot of hope from us that we have a mission. And then he says that we as individual and as collective, we have to establish a new world order. As it has already been very, clearly said by our respected Dr. Mahanti and Acharya Priyakishananji, that there are infliction, suffering in all the three strata of life. In spiritual strata, for spiritual infliction, one is to do his individual effort. One is to rectify that. One is to go ahead with one's own individual effort. And the grace of the cosmic Father, the grace of that cosmic entity, a little bit of grace, just an iota of grace, but individually for spiritual upliftment, one has to work, one has to do meditation, one has to do individual effort. So far as psychic affliction, in the psychic sphere, one has to suffer the consequences of his or her action, that is sanskara. One has to go through that, and to surmount that, one has to do sadhana, spiritual practice. There is no other alternative. One has to do spiritual practice. Now, there is a lot of suffering in spiritual sphere. I'll just try to elaborate a few points of that.
In the economic sphere, you know, there is necessity of food, clothing, shelter, education, and medical care. Param Purusha has given abundance, but we human, we are fighting for our self-gratification, for our self-interest. There is disparity in distribution of wealth. You know, there is a saying, in this world, there is enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's greed. Today, it is human greed that is driving the entire world into suffering. For that, Sri Prabhupada Sarkar, as our most beloved Sri Sri Ananda Ji, he has given the philosophy of proud, progressive utilization theory. It is a unique concept. While speaking about this proud, he said there needs to be two aspects of it. One is a guiding philosophy. And today, in all the economic thought, whether it is capitalism or Marxism or Marxist socialism or mixed economy, that very important aspect is missing. The guiding philosophy. And the second one is the economic program. So far, guiding philosophy is concerned, he speaks about that there are two concepts, you know. One is the symbiotic and the other is Darwinian concept. Sri Sarkar supports the concept of symbiotic, where we have to embrace all. No one is to be neglected. This universe is the patrimony of we all. Here, we all means not only human beings, but the flora, the fauna, they have also the right to survive on this planet. So here, to speak of that, he speaks of universal humanism. And that universal humanism is embracing everyone, every entity, every creative being on this planet. As my respected Dada Aditya, he was telling, there is nothing as non-living. He demonstrated in one of his demonstrations, he demonstrated that, you know, in one reporting, he called one of us and he had walking stick. Then he asked, okay, you touch it. And Dada was there, he touched it. And Baba asked, is it living or non-living? Then Dada replied that it is non-living. Then Baba asked him, okay, now you sit in meditation, do Guru Dhyana, fix your mind in Guru Chakra and meditate. And then Baba asked him again, while keeping the mind right there, you just again touch or hold that stick, walking stick, and ask, what do you feel? Dada replied, Mama, there is pulsation. There is warmth because life represents pulsation. There must be pulsation. There must be warmth of life. So this is how it demonstrated. There is nothing in this universe that which is non-living. So this is how it not only spoke, but it demonstrated the reality of this universe. So he believed in symbiotic way of life, that is the universal humanism. He gave importance that the minimum requirements of life must be granted to all, to guarantee the spiritual emancipation. Because in empty stomach, it cannot concentrate your mind. It cannot meditate. So one has to be given food first. One has to be given clothing, shelter, education. Then only you are asking, okay, you do meditation. So it's such a unique principle that economic philosophy has to be oriented in such a way that everyone gets the guaranteed minimum requirements of life. It doesn't end here. He said that there must be also the standard of life. There must be special environment. It has to be in a progressive nature. It won't be stagnant. The method of utilization will progress with the progress or with the change of time, space, and person. So, in his philosophy, socio-economic philosophy, he says that the minimum requirements of life is to be guaranteed, and the standard of the minimum requirements has to be increased gradually with the changes of time, place, and person. One day, today, in every house, there is two-wheelers or motorbike. A day will come when in every house there will be one rocket. So this is the progressive thinking of Sri Shankar, and this is how he is guiding the entire world to that perfection. We all are very fortunate that we have been blessed with his ideology. We have got the glimpse of his touch. You know, a great poet, Rabindranath Tagore, you all know him. He said in one of his poems, the humans of this 20th century, they are very fortunate because in this time, in this 20th century, great one, there is arrival of the great one. Oi Maha Manavo Ase, Dike Dike Romancho Lage. So that great entity is coming, and there is vibration, manipulation, happiness everywhere. So I want to repeat again that as Baba said, we have a mission, I have a mission, I have come with a mission. Your coming is important. My coming is very significant, and your coming is also not less significant. So we are endowed with that responsibility to establish a new world order, and he has given all the guidance, the directions, his philosophy, and the way out, the method of implementation of his ideology. He has started a system of creating whole-time workers, those who have been working around the world. He has given a system of the Griffey mortgage, the family mortgage, with equal responsibility. He said that the sannyasis, they will give mobility in my mission, and Grihi, the family, will give stability to the nation. It's a beautiful combination of both householder and the sannyasi. And with that, a beautiful world we have to establish. The Sankalpa has to be established. With this few words, I conclude. Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you, Dadaji, for your insights. Before we request for synopsizing or the presidential address, now I request Sepalika to give us an invocation, sing and sing us one good song for 3 to 4 minutes. Thereafter we will go for synopsizing, the presidential address, and then vote of thanks. Sepalika, please.
Hey, microphone.